So before we get started, we'd love to share our rap song introduction video, and we hope you enjoy.
Yeah, okay, organic base, this is what you need. Take you to the future, live a life that can be disease free. All these toxins are taxing on our bodies, no doubt. All these GMOs and these processed foods we can live without. Yeah, wanna see you live a long time. Contaminants in our water and our food supply. From the meat to the dairy and the fish, what a shame. Not realizing that my insides were inflamed. Hold up, I know it's hard to digest, that's right. I found an organic plant-based website. I even got the app, yo, this is where it's at. Promoting a healthy life, it's time to put it on the map. Assuaged, trust you don't wanna miss. It's time for you to be your best, be your healthiest. Assuaged, trust you don't wanna miss. It's time for you to be your best, be your healthiest. Hey, Assuaged, let's go.
Hello, world. My name is Dumisani Maraire Jr., and I am one of the board members here at Assuaged. And today we are going to be having a bit of a discussion with some of our students. And today we're going to be talking about dumpster diving in low-income communities. So this presentation is just a survival strategy and socioeconomic phenomenon. We're just going to be talking about the survival strategies that people kind of have to go through. Yeah, dumpster diving is definitely one of those. So this is presented to you by Assuaged Foundation. Today we are going to have some assistance with this conversation. We will have some students that are going to be assisting us. We have Heather Hood, who's going to be here helping us today. And we have Sana Mian, who has been kind enough to also join us and to also help us with this discussion today. So we have, of course, myself as a featured board member here today. And we have Cynthia, the vice president and co-founder of Assuaged here with us today as well. She is going to be working the ones and twos in the background, so you may not hear her, but she definitely is here with us, making it happen behind the scenes. We want to thank our slide contributors who contributed to this, and the slide contributors are Cindy Huang, Vivie, Kadeza Ahmed, and Karizza Cordero. Thank you very much to everyone who made it out today. As I mentioned before, my name is Dumisani Maraire Jr., and I am the founding artist and CEO of Love Heals the World Club, which is a new online arts and humanities club dedicated to spreading the divine healing power of love through music, blogs, and fashion. Of course, we call our club members healers because they are passionate about spreading the healing power of love. We are also now registered as a nonprofit. So, yeah, making a lot of big moves, and hopefully sometime soon we'll be out there making a big impact on the world, because that's our plan, to just be able to reach people and make an impact and spread some love out there. All right. Now, of course, we couldn't do this without our streaming partners over at Restream. So we would like to thank Restream for supporting our student team. It's definitely Restream's powerful multi-platform streaming for this. Oh, sorry, let me take that again. All right. Restream's powerful multi-platform streaming capabilities have branded our reach, connecting us with diverse communities across various social media platforms. Our message of public health and wellness now reaches those who need it the most, all thanks to Restream. All right. Thank you so much. We love this platform, and absolutely could not do this without you guys. Now, we do have an agenda. Our agenda here, first of all, we're going to talk about an overview of dumpster diving. So, understanding the practice, there are going to be reasons for dumpster diving, the legal and ethical considerations that get involved with dumpster diving, the benefits of dumpster diving. There are some benefits. All right. The second part of our agenda is going to be the challenges among low income communities, the importance of dumpster diving within low income communities, and the economic aspects of dumpster diving. Now, after that, we're gonna pull up a couple case studies and talk about the future outlook and sustainability, and talk about some policy recommendations of the dumpster diving. And then, of course, we've got a conclusion and student discussion, and we're going to recap some of the key points and any call to action, and we're going to discuss the questions as we go along to conclude everything. All right. So first up today, to help us with this discussion, we do have the one and only Heather Hood.
Hi everyone, my name is Heather Hood, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the overview of dumpster diving. So dumpster diving refers to salvaging items discarded in commercial or residential dumpsters or trash bins. These items include food, clothing, electronic, furniture, and more. According to the Urban Resilience Project in 2021, dumpster diving is often a means of economic survival for individuals facing financial hardship or living in poverty. It has an environmental impact by promoting reducing waste and reusing items. Examining social perceptions surrounding dumpster diving sheds light on class, consumerism, and waste management issues. It promotes resourcefulness and resilience with low income communities, enabling them to meet their needs despite limited resources. And understanding dumpster diving can inform policies related to poverty, alleviation, food insecurities, and waste management. So, understanding the practice. The history of dumpster diving originated in the 1960s as a response to consumer culture and waste. It adopted as a survival strategy by marginalized communities, including the homelessness and low income individuals. It evolved visibility through activism and environmental movements. Some of the types of items that are found are from grocery stores, restaurants, and market discard food. Clothing and wearable items were discarded due to minor damages. Sometimes electronics are often still functional or repairable, and furniture and household items were disregarded due to minor defects or renovations. Now, for some other reasons for dumpster diving, one is economic necessity. Dumpster diving also often stems from financial hardship and poverty. Low income individuals and families may rely on dumpster diving to supplement their resource and stretch their budgets. And in the face of rising living costs and low wages, dumpster diving becomes a practical strategy for survival. And some of the environmental concerns are retrieving discarded items from dumpsters prevent them from ending up in landfills. And by salvaging usable goods, dumpster divers actively participate in recycling the economy and lessening the environmental impact of overconsumption. Some more reasons for dumpster diving continued is resourcefulness and creativity. So engaging in dumpster diving fosters resourcefulness and encourages creative problem solving. It challenges the societal norms regarding consumption and materialism, promoting alternative goods acquisition methods. And dumpster diving communities frequently exchange tips and strategies that nurture solidarity among participants. For the legal and ethical considerations. So, according to the Hope Foundation in 2022, they stated that dumpster diving legally varies by location and jurisdiction, with some areas having regulations against it due to trespassing on private property or theft concerns. In California, there are no statewide laws for dumpster diving. However, some counties and cities will issue tickets, and some cases can lead to arrest. And there's also an ethical dilemma with this. So the dumpster diving raises ethical concerns regarding property rights, privacy, and respect for businesses and individuals. The participants may face legal consequences if they sustain injuries on private properties, potentially leading to lawsuits against property owners or businesses. And then there are also safety precautions. So, due to safety precautions, potential risks include exposure to hazardous materials, sharp objects, or unstable structures, and wearing gloves and sturdy footwear and using a flashlight help mitigate these risks and ensure a safer experience. So, next, I am going to be handing it over to Sana.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about benefits of dumpster diving. The food and material waste reduction, there are ways we can do that. It helps reduce food waste by salvaging edible items discarded by the grocery stores and restaurant, promote reuse and recycling of materials, diverting them from ending up in the landfill. Saving could be done through this practice. Participants can acquire necessities such as food, clothing, household items for free. It can help in community building, promotes a community among participants who share resources, tips, and experiences. It encourages collaboration and mutual support between communities. There are some challenges among the low income communities. According to the National Library of Medicine research in 2021, access to resources is one of them. Lack of access to essential resources such as healthcare, education, and affordable housing, limited access to transportation, and financial barriers create issues when obtaining necessities. Additionally, food insecurity, need with access to nutritious and affordable food, puts an economy constraint and limited access to grocery store for these communities, and also limited fresh produce within these communities. Additionally, there's social stigma. Experiences such as discrimination, perpetuating negative stereotypes and barriers to opportunities. Stigmatization can lead to marginalization and reduced access to support services. Importance of dumpster diving within the low income communities. Impact on community well being. Access to resources. Dumpster diving provides access to essential resources such as food, clothing, household items, which can alleviate financial strain. It improves quality of life by securing these resources. Individuals and family can improve their overall quality of life. Community resourcefulness. It promotes a sense of resourcefulness within the community and encourage shared support and cooperation. Um, it provides for survival strategies. It addresses food insecurity, offer a practical solution for individuals and family to address food insecurity by obtaining discarded yet edible food. Material needs help meet material needs by finding unusable items that would otherwise go to waste. Financial navigation empowers individuals and families to navigate and overcome economic challenges by supplementing their resources through dumpster diving. It provides a support system. Community networks build informal support system where community membership share tips and location for safe dumpster diving. Organized effort and community group provides guidance and support for this engaging in dumpster diving. And lastly, it provides for advocacy and awareness, encourages advocacy for reducing food waste and raising awareness about the benefit and challenges of dumpster diving as a survival strategy. The economy aspect of dumpster diving is it provides for alternative income source. Dumpster diving offer free access to usable items like food, clothing, electronic, reduce the need for purchases. It is ideal for those facing financial constraints and or seeking to cut expenses. Economic empowerment, it provides access to resource, fostering self-reliance, independence, encourage reliance. resilience within the community by reducing reliance on traditional economic system. It provides financial literacy. It promotes an understanding of consumption patterns and resource utilization, enhance skill in evaluating economic worth and making informed decisions. The case study, Cameron McLeish, he Cameron recounts as a discovering high quality discarded food through dividing in the USA, emphasizing its abundance and quality despite being free. Dumpster diving is depicted as a response to global food waste crisis. According to the case study, approximately 40% of all food purchase is discarded annually in the USA. There is a disconnect between modern society and reality of food production and waste management, with idealized perception of food contribution to wasteful practices. Cameron proactive initiative is Cooking with Trash aims to confront the food crisis head on and advocates for dumpster diving as a viable solution. Feeding America and Food Not Bombs organization are known for collecting and redistributing unsellable food to the needy community. The future outlook and sustainability, the trends and projects, dumpster diving, builder, Kroger, Clohen Homeless Homes, a project. Um, Clohen's project involves using material found in dumpsters to create shelter for homeless people. Communities share a common goal of meeting their needs and supporting through others through dumpster diving. The potential solutions are exploring solutions to enhance effectiveness and acceptance of dumpster diving as a sustainable practice. This section highlights community engagement strategies, technology, innovations, policy advocacy, efforts to promote responsible dumpster diving and reduce food waste. Long-term impacts are assessing the long-term impact of dumpster diving on waste reduction, resource conservation, societal attitude towards waste products, food waste. Sorry, considering the potential for dumpster diving to contribute to broader shifts in consumer behavior, corporate responsibility practices, and waste management policies over time. The policies recommendation advocacy strategies raising awareness of low income challenges and resourcefulness like dumpster diving, mobilizing for supportive policies, reducing stigma, amplifying poverty affected voices through collaboration, legislative challenges such as advocating law against food waste, aiding surplus food distribution to low income areas, supporting dumpster divers, right, safety, lobbying for enhanced resource for underprivileged families. There are social programs such as launching educational initiative for safe and eco-friendly dumpster diving, setting up community hubs for sharing knowledge and resources, backing sufficiency drives in low-income areas through job training and entrepreneurship schemes. The conclusion, the biggest key takeaways are raise awareness about low income challenges and the value of dumpster diving, unifying for supportive policies, amplify poverty affected voices, advocate for law, provide education, establish.
Sounds like we might be having a bit of a technical issue there. Um, I can go ahead and take over. So, we're talking about the conclusion and some of the biggest key takeaways. And we were talking about how to unify for supportive policies, amplify poverty affected voices, advocate for laws, provide educational established centers, provide education, establish centers, and support self-sufficiency initiatives. So in conclusion, dumpster diving in low-income communities offers practical solutions and symbolic defiance. against resource scarcity, showcasing the resilience and resourcefulness of marginalized populations. All right, now we're going to go into some questions here. We have a bit of some questions here. There are going to be two questions mainly here. So, first question is, how does dumpster diving challenge traditional notions of consumption and materialism? And what broader societal implications does this practice suggest? Dumpster diving challenges the consumerist culture by emphasizing resourcefulness and reducing resilience on buying new goods. There's like a sound. There we go. It's gone. All right, great. Dumpster diving challenges the consumerist culture by emphasizing resourcefulness and reducing reliance on buying new goods. This practice reinforces the abundance of waste in society and highlights the importance of alternative ways of consumption. It suggests broader societal implications for redefining values, reevaluating consumption patterns, and promoting sustainable living practices. So, second question, how does dumpster diving contribute to community resilience and empowerment in low-income neighborhoods? Dumpster diving fosters community reliance by providing a practical means of addressing material needs despite economic challenges. Through shared experiences and resource sharing, individuals develop a sense of solidarity and mutual support with others in similar circumstances. This promotes empowerment by enabling individuals to take control of their circumstances and build self-reliance within their communities. Did I say there were two questions? Well, there are more. We have question 3 and 4 here. Third question, what potential legal and ethical challenges, wait, am I supposed to do those questions and then we talk about it? Yeah, I think that's what's supposed to happen, right? Okay, so questions 1 and 2, how does dumpster diving challenge traditional notions of consumption and materialism, and what broader social societal impacts does that practice suggest? And how might dumpster diving contribute to community resilience and empowerment in low-income neighborhoods? Do we have any input on that, on those two questions?
Can you hear me? I think that it is a very resourcefulness. Instead of it going into the landfills, now it's being used to help other people who are in need. So instead of filling up those landfills, we are putting it somewhere else in use and in need where it's needed. So yeah, I think it's a great resource. A lot of people traditionally would, be against this, but I think once people will see, kind of dumpster dive into it, if you'll say, they'll realize that the benefits of this. There's a lot of benefits, especially for low income and homelessness as well.
Yeah, I completely hear that and agree with that. Do you have any input, Sanai, on that as well? Sana Mian, if you have any
I'm
input
so
on it.
sorry. I
If
was on the
not,
mute. I didn't realize. Yeah, I agree with
no.
Heather, and it's about overcoming the social stigma that's associated with it, so that more people accept this idea and it could be used towards bringing a positive change in the community.
Absolutely, I agree with both of you. I think like the funny thing about the world that we live in right now, there's a lot of waste. Like really, really, a lot of people just throwing away things that are still useful for one reason or another. Myself personally, I live in a apartment building that has 12 stories, and I don't know how many total apartments, but there are probably about 10 to 12 apartments per floor. So, multiply that by 12. And every time you go down towards a dumpster, there's always something that someone has just like thrown out that's still functional. So I've actually started using it as a way to kind of manifest stuff. For example, with Love Heals the World, at some point I needed, when we started making the t-shirts, I needed a heat press, and I looked on Amazon. I saw some of the pricing. There were some really cheap ones, but I didn't really want a super cheap one. I wanted something that was a little better, that was going to, give me better quality and really get the job done. I just didn't really have the budget for it at that exact moment. So I did this. I put it on my little shopping on the on the on the list, on my Amazon list, my shopping list. And then I just put it on there, and I was like, hopefully, something will come up. And if it doesn't come up within a week or two, then hopefully I'll have enough money to just go buy one anyway. Lo and behold, I was walking down past the dumpster, and there was a heat press right there. It was almost the exact same model that I was looking for. And what I always do when I see stuff like that, it was sitting next to the dumpster. It wasn't in the dumpster. So I walked away from it. I went to go do my shopping, came back an hour and a half later, and it was still there. And that's when I was like, okay, this thing is abandoned. It's not someone moving in. It's not someone who just left it there for 5 minutes to go get something. It's something that actually someone just isn't using anymore. So I gave it a second life. And, that's just one example. Now, I've never gone jumping into a dumpster, and I think that's a little dangerous. As the slide said before, I think it's very important that if you are going to do that, that you have some sort of protective clothing and other stuff, because that can definitely get dangerous. There are a lot of sharp objects, needles, things like that, and even just like bacteria and things like that. So that can get a little. I don't know. I've personally never gone that far with it, but I do see how there's a lot of waste, and how it makes sense sometimes to just go ahead and give things a second life. All right, we can go on to the second set of questions.
I wanted to add
And
something. Can I add
yeah,
something?
sure, go ahead. Absolutely.
Because, I'm just so fascinated by this. And I know you said I was in the background. I do have a baby here, so apologies. But, it's fascinating to me with the dumpster diving, and the way that we can kind of recycle the waste, and, the responsibility that plays into that, to make more of an environmental impact. So, I've heard of dumpster diving, especially in Las Vegas. We live there. There's a lot of people that will just generally go do that to find lost lotto tickets that were actually like winners. So, that's when I had heard of it. And then, of course, John Oberg, one of our other board members, has talked about how he and his mother had done that with soda cans and things to, make a little extra money. So just to know that things can be repurposed in that manner to give more of a living chance, if you will, to, these people in need. And then you can see, there are these companies that are running like boats in the oceans, and these boats are collecting trash while they're riding along. And then they're taking trash from the dumpsters and making like they're making like concrete, asphalt to make roads out of trash. So I don't know. I just really felt like this discussion here was fascinating, and I wanted to add that. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we love Novalee as well, so she's more than
Yeah.
welcome to sharing those. Yeah, so I think that's fascinating. So let's see, let's just move along to question 3 and 4, I guess, right? So 3 and 4. What potential legal and ethical challenges are associated with dumpster diving, and how might these challenges be addressed? That's a good one, because from my understanding, you throw something out, you put it in the trash. Legally, it's free for all, right? Anyone can come through and take what you threw out. So anyway, legal challenges include trespassing and theft accusations, while ethical dilemmas include property rights and privacy questions. Addressing these challenges involve advocating for more transparent regulations, distinguishing between salvaging discarded items and criminal behavior. That's very important. Encouraging communication between the dumpster diving communities and local authorities would help reduce misunderstandings and promote cooperation. So that's number 3. What potential legal and ethical challenges are associated with dumpster diving? Question number 4, how can society better support individuals and communities engaging in dumpster diving while addressing poverty and inequality? Society can support the dumpster diving communities by advocating for policies that address the root causes of poverty, such as affordable housing, livable wages, and social safety nets. Educating and having awareness campaigns can help to stigmatize dumpster diving and promote understanding of its role as a survival strategy. Collaboration between government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and grassroots initiatives can facilitate approaches to addressing poverty and inequality while supporting vulnerable communities. Okay, so I think that's very important. The potential legal and ethical challenges associated with dumpster diving. Sometimes people are putting things in the trash for a reason. Like sometimes they don't want you seeing what's in their trash, right? It's something that you're throwing away and you just don't need someone going through it. A lot of the times there can be theft of personal information. Obviously, it's important that if you're going to be throwing away anything with personal information, usually they suggest shredding it or doing other things like that that can make it a lot more difficult for anybody to retrieve. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think about some of the legal and ethical challenges and how we can support individuals and communities that engage in dumpster diving. Oh, you're muted. There we go. You're back.
Okay. So one thing I would say, like as you said, there are things that people may not want to, but kind of going off on something else. I know there are like bigger like companies as well, not just individuals that throw out trash, right? So a lot of times this creates like a problem, a legal issue of people trespassing onto um, those facilities and taking those things that they're throwing out. I know a lot of big companies have started destroying things actually to prevent people from doing that. But one suggestion that I have, or the way that one of these challenges can be addressed, I know there are some companies as well that will donate to either nonprofits or companies that can use these items for less fortunate, low income, or homelessness in the community. So I think that is like a way to overcome some of those challenges with some of this bigger, because especially these companies that are throwing out a lot of trash. That's something that can be addressed in a way to use it further.
Absolutely. And there's some companies that even like throw away lots of food. A lot of companies, especially like if it's bakeries and stuff like that, they just want the food for that one day. And after that, it's out, whether it's used or not, sold or not, and it's gone. And I mean, it makes no sense when there's so many starving people on the streets. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, and you just take a walk down the street, and there's so many homeless people. Um, so one thing that I did see in Venice Beach, I don't know if they still do this, but there was a bakery in Venice. I wish I could remember the name and give them a shout out. But I remember there was a bakery that would literally just donate all that food after they were done. Instead of throwing it out, they would put it all in a big basket and just put it outside right on the boardwalk, I guess. It's not a boardwalk in Venice, but right where everyone can, and they would let people have at it. So I think that was great. Sana, do you have any suggestions
Yeah,
for maybe
I
how we can better support individuals? Yeah,
yes,
go ahead.
I agree with Heather, and if it's done through a proper channel, if their communities, if there are some public health departments or local communities, there are some centers which take on this responsibility of sorting those things in the trash which are actually useful for other people. And as you mentioned, donating food which cannot be used for the next day, that's also another idea. But of course, it takes a whole community to bring a change. And from legal perspective, some responsible individuals in the community needs to be involved in this process, so that the right things go to right people who need them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, I think legally, I don't know, the laws as they are right now, from my understanding, like I said, I think, you know, you put something in the trash, it's trash. People can kind of go at it. Of course, you shouldn't trespass to get that trash, from my understanding as well. So there's also that aspect of it. Um, it's tough to say what we can do to support all the communities that rely on it. I don't know. I it's really tough to say what can be done about that. If there are communities that rely on it, I think for sure for recycling purposes, I love that someone's doing that because the recycling system is pretty broken anyway. So I like when people are able to take recycling directly to a recycling plant. That's usually the best way that it actually gets recycled. Otherwise, if it's all just mixed up and trash, it just adds so much more work at the sorting facility and so many other things. So, I mean, I guess maybe as a part of recycling, that could be one way to help communities that rely on it. That, that's the only way that I can think of. Otherwise, besides that, I think for now, the laws that we have, I think, are kind of handling it correctly. I don't know what do you think. And I think the laws that we have pretty much are trying to balance out people's privacy because privacy is a big concern.
Yes, I agree. I agree because at the same time, there are people who are in need, and there are people who could misuse it and use it in a
Yeah,
negative way towards the community. So the law is trying to balance that out, but at the same time, the wastage which we have is more. Than it should be, and also there's a lot of demand, like the food insecurity. There are a lot of homeless people, and they need those things. So there, it's about it has to be a systematic change at every level, I feel. Not just the recycling companies, but other departments too. Like people have to take on responsibility, and just like you said, that a bakery, they were offering leftovers to the people who need them on the street. That's an excellent idea. Like any shopkeeper who has such produce, they can offer that on their own, and at the same time, and but I think government should also help people, have give them some initiative to do something like this, which is beneficial for people who are doing them. So it promotes and reinforce positive behavior. Yeah, I think
absolutely.
that's what it is. That's what is going to chain of reaction will start, and people would start doing it on a consistent basis, not just one person feeling it and doing it. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I love that idea. Cynthia, did you have some final thoughts there?
Yeah, I'm like Casper. I just keep coming in and out of um, no, I mean, one thing that comes to mind is there were these people that we had used to be, we're not friends with them anymore. But they have a company where they go out and they feed the homeless, and then they'll be bring PR with them, and they're like recording as they're giving these homeless people food. And Jim Carrey's a big advocate about not doing that and how invasive it is to purposely go out and share food and needy items among the homeless and get PR exposure for it. Whereas I know Doomney, you have a group and it's much different. The Kardashians, they volunteered at these events among other celebrities where it's actually like a long haul, like all this food, and the homeless can come to this place. And yes, they're, Doomley's got the cameras and stuff, but they're okay with that. They're coming here. This is a central location. It's not like you're going out and you're handpicking people and then you're putting the camera on them. It's more of a community and showcasing the community around the people that are welcome to come get items that they're in need of, such as food and hygienic items, things like that. And then, so these friends that I'm talking about, so they do that. And then they opened another company where they actually go dumpster dive and they find items like furniture and they refurbish it and then they go sell it and, for profit. So I felt like that is so, I don't know, hypocritical maybe, or if that's the right term, to just have these two very similar dynamics and to kind of use them against each other. But, like if you're refurbishing, items, maybe, that money would be given back to the homeless kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of that going, with the greed, and I understand people are, looking for ways. There are ways to profit without doing it at the expense of people in need. So those are just things that come to mind when you guys are just talking about the laws and the infrastructure of, ethics around this and how we can do better and serve people in need. So thank you guys for being here and sharing all your concepts. And yeah, Dimly, have at it.
Yeah, that was interesting with your friends who repurposed the furniture, right? I think the suggestion that you made of them being able to maybe donate some of the proceeds or something, that would be a great thing for them to implement into their business some way, somehow. But I mean, it is just like stuff that someone threw away, right? So once again, once it's out on the street, anybody can have at it, you know? Uh, in terms of assisting the homeless, yes, we definitely do a food drive. We haven't done it for the past this year. We haven't been on top of it as much as we normally are, but we try to do it every last Sunday of every month. Out here in Los Angeles, of course, there's a huge homeless population. Um, Skid Row, if you've ever been to Skid Row, is just it's unbelievable that this is happening right here in Los Angeles, in America. Now, I'm obviously the media guy for that as well, and we do bring our cameras. And the one question that I always ask, because I go and I ask people questions, right? That's what I do. We do a lot of interviews with the volunteers. So mainly we get the volunteers, but then once in a while there'll be like someone who's homeless who's just itching to talk because it is LA, and everybody wants to have the spotlight on them as well. You know, there are a lot of people who want that. And one of the questions that I always ask to everybody is why do you think it's important for people to capture these moments and to share them online and to, why is it important to do this and to capture it and to have it captured and to document it? And the response that I've gotten for the most part, overwhelmingly, really, is that in this day and age with social media, with so many ways that we can directly go to millions of people, right, and just get to millions of people, it's a very easy way to be able to inspire other people to do the same thing, you know, because sometimes you just see like these big organizations like the Red Cross or the really big nonprofits that have millions and millions of dollars, and you see them doing it, right? They make commercials, they do all of they'll go to Africa, and when they're going, they're definitely got their cameras with them, right? But as a normal person, just an individual or a group of individuals, you might think, well, we don't have the millions of dollars they have, so we can't make an impact. So I think that's the main reason why. That's what I've heard people tell me, is that the reason why it's important to do that is to inspire other people, to let them know that you don't have to be a big organization. You don't have to be. It can just be you and five of your closest friends, and you can go get it done. But of course, hey, it's also important to do it without cameras. Do it the best way that feels best for you and for the community that you serve. That's the way I would suggest. Heather, any final thoughts or anything you'd like to contribute?
No, I think this is a great topic to touch on, and it's interesting to see everybody else's other, views on this. And yeah, I think that's great that you do that as well with yours. And hopefully one day we can come out and help you.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely. That would be interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will be very, very happy to have you. It's the next one actually. Not sure which parts of the world you're in right now, but the next one is we are getting back onto it for July. So last Sunday of July, we're definitely doing another one, and we're just gonna play it by ear after that. But we try to do it every last Sunday. If if if, if we skip one month, we're usually back the next month. So yeah.
We'll get more information on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I might as well, should I go ahead and shout them out, I guess? Divine Project, divineproject.org. That's the one that does it. Yep. So divineproject.org, and yeah. So I'm so happy we had this discussion. Are there any other final thoughts? Anything else we got to say in conclusion?
No, I just thank you for our student contributors, Heather Hood, Sana Mian. We had a whole list of students that made the slides as well, and we're very loud and proud of the work that our students do, and it's meaningful as a nonprofit. And Dumisani, thank you for working as our media director and caring to come on these calls and talk about these public health topics. It's yeah, very, very, we're thankful for you. So
It's my pleasure. I want to thank you all for being here as well, and we got it done. I'm so excited. I think it is a very important topic, and hopefully, everyone who listens and tunes in also can take something away from it as well.
all right. So in closing, thank you for joining our student team on dumpster diving in low income communities. Follow us on social media. We also have Love Heals the World and Restream social handles on the ticker scroller. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining.